Do you have tendon pain? I am not even going to attempt to pronounce this man's last name. Dr. Kjaer. I don't know how to pronounce that. And if people can't pronounce my last name, people tell me Chili is too hard to pronounce. I don't even want to guess how I'm supposed to pronounce Kjaer. But in any case, Dr. Michael Kjaer gave this fantastic presentation. Was discussing tendinopathy and things like that. And the takeaway that I got from this is if you have tendinitis, which isn't really a true thing, there's no inflammation in tendinitis, so now we call it tendinopathy because that's a more accurate term. Tendinitis would imply that there's inflammation, inflammation. There's no inflammation, so therefore we just call it tendinopathy. Anyways, if you're experiencing this, which is classically called tendinitis, so that's what we're going to refer to it as, it's because your sleep sucks. That's why. And this makes a lot of sense to me because I've listened to various experts on sleep who talk about the fact that when you're sleeping, there's this like cleaning process that it occurs in like your tissues, your bones, your tendons, your muscles, even your brain even has a lymphatic system. And so your body undergoes this kind of cleaning and repair process while you're sleeping. If you have poor quality sleep or you don't sleep enough, both of those are issues, and you will have sort of an incomplete cleaning process. So if you're noticing that you're developing tendinitis, and it's not something specific like, oh, I gave myself bicep tendinitis because I did 1,000 hammer curls the other day or something, or I gave myself Achilles tendinitis because I decided to start hopping or jumping rope, and you haven't done that before. If you start noticing widespread tendinitis, like, wow, I have tendinitis in my wrist, I have it in my bicep, I have it, in my ankle, I have it in my knee, like it's just starting to be widespread. It's all over you. You're getting tendinitis in every joint. Oh, my knees are getting weird, and you might want to stop and take a look at your sleep. Not just your quantity, because I can tell you, as someone who spends 11 hours a day in bed easily, I sleep a lot, or at least I seem like I sleep a lot. It's because my sleep quality is very poor. So I have central sleep apnea, which is due to a brain injury that I suffered. I was in an accident. I had a hemorrhage in my brain, and it damaged the part of my brain that is responsible for breathing. So I have central sleep apnea, which is different than obstructive. Instead of my throat collapsing, my brain just decides, let's die tonight. And my brain decides that we're not going to breathe. So, I obviously have a breathing machine and all these things like that, but the point is that my sleep quality is poor. So it takes me like 10 or 11 hours to get adequate sleep. Whereas if you had high quality sleep, maybe you'd feel good with 7 or 8. So, I need to get more quantity in order to make up for the fact that the overall quality of my sleep is poor. Okay. And so when I'm sharing this is not because I think you have central sleep apnea. You probably don't, unless you have Parkinson's or some other horrible condition. It's very rare. So you probably don't have it if you're watching this video. Odds are if you're watching this video, you're someone who likes lifting weights. And so you probably don't have Parkinson's. You're not that old. And the point being here, it doesn't mean that your sleep quality can't still be poor. So maybe you are getting 8 hours, but you're noticing tendinitis all over your body, and it's probably because the quality of the sleep that you're getting is not very good. So, and I'm sure you don't need me to do a video telling you all the stuff you can do about your sleep environment, and make sure that you're not looking at blue light before bed and not playing on your iPad, and make sure the room is cool, all those things like that. Like do the stuff you already know you should be doing, right? Like you don't need me to tell you should be doing this, because you already know that you should be doing it. Get a white noise machine, get blackout curtains for your room, keep the temperature down, like all that standard stuff that like everyone knows but we don't do. If you're noticing tendinitis and it's like widespread, maybe it's time you start doing those things. I don't think another collagen supplement is going to fix it. I don't think you taking massive doses of glucosamine and chondroitin is going to fix it either. At some point, you're going to have to address the fact that the quality of your sleep is poor, even if you're not getting quantity. And if you aren't getting quantity, if you're sleeping 4 hours a night, well, start there and start getting 5. If you're getting 5, start getting 6. If you're getting 6, start getting 7. Start wherever you are. Believe me, I've been there. I've been that person who slept 4 hours a night, and then tried to catch up on the weekend. It didn't go real well. I didn't have a choice. I started work at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and most of the time I didn't get home till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So try to hurry up and get to bed. You know, like it's hard to fall asleep even because you're still worked up from work. Those are working long days. And then you try to catch up on the weekend. And so like you sleep like 17 hours on Saturday and you feel like shit because now you overslept. And it's a terrible cycle to get into. If you can get out of doing shift work or doing weird hours and stuff like that, you're better off having a normal schedule, obviously, right? And that's that stupid piece of advice people always give you, like, don't do shift work. That's great. Let me start a new career at 40. So instead, what I encourage you to do is take whatever you currently have and try to improve upon it. So if you're currently getting 6 hours, try to get 7 and try to get it in a dark environment and keep it cool. That's a big thing. Just improve upon whatever you currently have, and I bet you will feel better. So that's what I got for you. Sleep and tendinitis, which isn't really tendinitis, but we're not just going to use that term because everyone uses it. So tendinopathy. If you are noticing tendinopathy all over your body, and you're like, why do I have it in both my Achilles tendons and both knees and both elbows and both wrists? And yeah, it's probably because your sleep isn't adequate, so you aren't getting that cleaning process.